Hey, Elisa here with another Vera Bradley Bag of the Day. Hi, Dukie. Uh, he's a love muffin. Um, Today I hauled out the pleated tote because I have to take a bit of stuff with me when I go out. So I've got it all in here, but I'll show that in a minute. But this is the pleated tote in Moon Blooms, which is 2014. Please calm down, Peaches. And for a while, this really was my unicorn, this bag, and I saw it on Amazon, and I didn't get it because it was super expensive, and I just sort of bookmarked it, and then when I went back, hold on a second. Would you guys please stop? When I went back, I finally convinced myself I wanted to buy it. I would splurge. Well, it had been sold, and so I was so upset. Please calm down. But I kept looking for it, and finally, it's a zoo. It's a zoo. I kept looking for it, and finally another one showed up, and I just bought it. I didn't even hesitate. And so now I have new unicorns. I always have more than one unicorn, and I never say what they are until I acquire them. But for a while, this was my big unicorn. I cannot believe you chased him off bed. Anyway, I really like the look of the pleated tote. I always I'm drawn to it, but it's frustrating for me because I do feel that it's very large, and I do like big bags. I do like to schlep a lot of stuff with me for some reason. But it's one of those bags a large bag that I feel like needs to have a lot of stuff in it or it looks weird. And the other bag that I feel that way about is the Glenna Tote, which is super huge, but if you don't have it filled up, it just looks deflated and ridiculous to me. And I have two of them, and I love them. I use them for travel. But this is another one that I feel like you need to fill it up, or it just doesn't feel right. And even when it's filled up, it does feel a little big. And it has structure. It has a hard base that's removable, cardboard. And I did try removing it because I do tend to like a slouchy bag at times. But when I did that, the bottom sagged, and it really didn't look good. The bottom didn't stay flat. It sagged, and it just didn't look right. Some of the other bags are constructed that are softer. Even though they have a soft bottom, the bottom stays flat for whatever reason. It's, they're well constructed. This one doesn't do that. So I put the cardboard back in. Very frustrated with the cardboard back in. So my efforts to make it slouchier didn't really pan out. So I just sort of reserve the bag now for when I really am carrying a lot of stuff, and it's usually when I'm like going to get bring my car in and I have to wait for service or something. I load it up with stuff. So the shoulder, before I start measuring it, the shoulder drop is 11. I'm pretty sure it's 11. And this gives you an idea of how it looks. I mean, it does look kind of, big. Okay, let's see if I change my camera angle. Maybe I can see a little bit more there. Can sort of see a little bit more how very big it is. It's big. And so, but it is sturdy. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff in there, and it's supporting it well. And I probably could even fit my laptop in here. Either of my laptops. I have a 13-inch and a 15-inch, the big honkin' original MacBook Pro. That would fit in here, no problem. But certainly my 13-inch will fit in here. So it's, like I said, it's that 11-inch strap drop, and the top is 14 and a half. So, you know, it's a good opening. It's a good wide opening. You really can slip a lot of large stuff in there. And the back, the length is 13. So it's quite large. 5 at the bottom. The strap is, I guess, what is this, an inch? Yeah, the strap's an inch wide. Okay. So anyway, it has the 2 east-west slip pockets. I love that feature. I don't know why. I just really love that. I do put water bottles in there. That's the only pocket on the outside. The sides are the same. I do have a factory version here, and neither of them have that pleather label, which is fine for me. So this truly doesn't have a front or a back. And I just fell in love with Moon Blooms. I don't even remember how I came upon it as a pattern, because it was retired before, way before I really got into Vera. But I just love the squiggly line work on this. They definitely, the flowers do, and the leaves do look kind of like something you would see in space, right? It's the squiggliness of the lines and the sort of crazy look of the flowers, like almost like Venus flytraps. They remind me a little bit of, and also the colors, right? That sort of acid green, and the bright pink, and the yellow. They're kind of harsh colors, but they just work. And then the black background definitely is sort of like, like you're in outer space or something. So I just love this pattern. I'm always gravitating towards it whenever I see it. So, since I don't like to carry it if it's not really full, I've loaded it up. I had to take this stuff with me, but whenever I just try to throw a few things in there, I get frustrated. Before I unload it to show the inside, I did want to mention, because I have 2 pleated totes in signature fabric, this one, and I have one in Havana Rose, which doesn't have the matching trim anymore. So that's nice about this particular pleated tote, is it's still making use of that trim. It's sort of it was echoing the lining. But I do. So I have those 2. I have 2 the signature fabrics, and I have 2 factory outlet stores. And I just find that I don't like the factory ones. I like them even less. This is not my go-to bag for me because of its structure. But this feels even more structured. It feels flimsier. The fabric feels lighter. That may be because the lining is nylon. It's not cotton anymore. I don't know. But this exterior cotton also feels different. Feels stiffer. Doesn't feel as soft. And I just feel like it, for some reason, I don't know whether it's something in here, but this bag just stays like it just pops back, it pops back out. There's something in here keeping it, having it keep its form. Whereas this one, you know, is curved. It doesn't pop out. It just sort of gives. It has more give. It curves. There is a side seam, but it almost holds the shape like the bags that I've talked about in other videos that don't have the side seam, where they have a little bit more curve to the side and they're a bit more malleable. That's how this one is. This one is not. And I for the life of me, can't really figure out exactly why that is, but it bugs me. And so I will keep this pattern, which is Stamped Paisley, because it's pretty. Although when I ordered it, I was hoping it would be a little bit redder. It's very pink, but I did decide to keep it because it does kind of remind me of bandana fabric, which I like. And even I do have a bunch of travel accessories in this too, but I tend not to use them all together anyway. I'm not too matchy, but so I'll keep this. But I am trying to sell my other factory pleated tote. It's beautiful. The pattern is beautiful, and I love the pattern, but I don't use it enough, so to really justify keeping it. And again, with this one, I did remove the base too, and it slouches. The bottom just, you know, pooches out. Just doesn't look good. Anyway, they are the same dimension. I measured them, but this just looks bigger. You know, it just almost looks a little bit bigger to me for some reason. So, but if you have to carry a lot of stuff, this bag is sturdy, and the structure, I feel like, you know, does help. And I do, because I'm loading it up, I do tend to use the slip pockets inside, which I don't usually do, because I feel like there's enough in there that the bag is going to keep its form. So I have my iPod, my phone in some of the slip pockets. You know, work papers, that's what I had to bug. My chunky wallet, all-in-one crossbody as a wallet still, GPS pouch, and I don't have my smaller iPad right now, so I have the larger iPad. That fits right in there in the padding. In my previous video about the carry-all crossbody, I couldn't fit the larger iPad in with the sleeve, or the padded sleeve, but here it just slips in no problem. I mean, like I said, I could get my laptop in here in the sleeve, so, but I'm filming with my laptop, so can't show you. Anyway, here's that beautiful, I know I had my carry-all crossbody moon blooms yesterday in the video. Trying to get the lining there a little bit, you can see the lining. I just, like I said in the other video, I can't get over this lining. Some better light. I just love it. So, cotton lining, removable base that slips out of the sleeve in there. There's a zipper pocket, pretty deep, not as deep as maybe in the Hadley tote. Like I couldn't get my iPad mini in there, but I could get my wallet in there. And then on the other side, I think it's three slip pockets. Yeah, 3. They don't go down all the way. They're not too deep. Like even this iPod. Yeah, it doesn't even. The iPad pod sticks out of the slip pocket. That's how shallow they are. They're not very deep. This thing is. This is not very big, you know. 5 inches. So those slip pockets aren't even 5 inches deep. But, I mean, you know, still useful. So, I just can't get over the pattern. I really can't. I just don't even know what to say about it. I just think it's such fun. But, there it is. The pleated tote. Empty. And now pack it back up. You can see it's just because it's so big, even the big things that I'm putting in there just, you know, slip right in. phone, iPad, and it stands. You know, it stands up. And I have a bunch of paper in there. It's standing up really well, actually. So the pretty ribbon pulls. It's fairly comfortable. I feel like the straps could be a little bit more padded. The straps on the Hadley almost feel a little bit more comfortable, or the strap on the reversible tote feels a little bit more comfortable. They're almost like they had more padding or something. These feel a little bare boned, like it's just two strips of fabric sewn together. But you know, since I don't carry it every day, I guess that, you know, that wouldn't really be a huge problem for me. But just one more look at the fabric for those who might be into sort of something more whimsical, right? It's very whimsical and playful. And I don't usually go for something so busy and bold, and it's large. It's very large. This might be something normally I would like on a smaller item, but you would lose a lot of the pattern that way. I think that I just love the pattern so much I want to see a lot of it. And this is a good tote for that, right? The pleated tote is good for that. My technique of, if you have to buy something sight unseen, like you're ordering something online, and you want to try to get the best, you know, chance of getting good placement, pattern placement, or part of the pattern you like, especially if it had animals in it, this would be a good bag. Of course, I mean, it's retired from the signature line, but you know, in the factory outlet patterns, you know, this would be a good one to gamble with, like with the flamingos or anything that has critters in it. This would be a good one. So it's just a quick one today, my bag of the day, because I do have to run out. But it was the pleated tote, which I don't use that often, so I figured let me throw up a video. It's a little large and structured for me for everyday use. But when I have a lot of stuff, it's great. So it is. Thank you for